The forgotten friend. Have you ever missed someone but stopped yourself from reaching out, convinced they no longer care? It's a feeling we all carry at some point, a mixture of longing and hesitation. One man felt this ache deeply as he thought about a dear old friend who had seemingly drifted away. He found himself asking, why don't they care anymore? The silence felt louder as the days passed, yet his phone stayed quiet. But one day, something changed. He looked at his own reflection, a voice faint yet clear in his heart, asking, what if they're waiting for me? In that moment, he made a choice, to be the one to bridge the gap. He reached for his phone with trembling hands and dialed the number he had memorized over countless years. It rang and rang, until suddenly it was answered. What happened next left him stunned. On the other side of the line, through sobs and tears, his friend said, I thought you had forgotten me. Just 7 words, but they carried the weight of all the unspoken fears, hopes, and misunderstandings between them. For that friend, silence did not mean apathy, it meant insecurity, perhaps even a longing just as deep. In that moment, the man realized something profound. Relationships are not about waiting for others to prove they care. They're about mutual outreach, intentionality, the courage to make the first move. Sometimes healing begins with a single act, picking up the phone and saying, you crossed my mind today. Their conversation went on for hours, filled with laughter, memories, and the warmth of reconnection. That first brave call didn't just revive a friendship, it planted seeds for a more meaningful bond moving forward. How often do we assume that people will reach out when they need us? We forget that they might be assuming the exact same thing about us. Relationships thrive when nurtured, they wither when left to assumption and neglect. This story reminds us of a simple truth: connection is a two-way street. When we wait for others to make the first move, we risk losing something precious. Instead, let's choose intention, reach out, send that message, make that call. It's not about resolving the past or expecting gratitude, it's about saying, you matter to me enough for me to try. Each act of connection becomes a light, shattering the darkness of isolation. Think about that friend, sibling, parent, or colleague you've been meaning to check on. Don't let doubts hold you back. The strength of a bond isn't in how often you talk, but in how willing you are to show up for each other. If this story resonated with you, don't let it remain a fleeting moment of inspiration. Turn it into action. Stop scrolling for just 1 minute and ask yourself, who do I want to reconnect with? Close your eyes and picture their face, then pick up your phone. Call them, text them, write them a message, let them know they matter. You never know what they might be going through, and your simple gesture could be the light they've been waiting for. Even if they don't respond right away, know that you've planted a seed of kindness and hope. That's what counts. This video isn't just a story, it's a challenge to redefine how we approach connection and relationships. If this message moved you, don't keep it to yourself. Save this video too. Life gets busy, and sometimes we all need a reminder to prioritize the people who matter. Let this story be your marker, an anchor to revisit whenever you feel disconnected or unsure. Finally, we'd love to hear your thoughts and stories. Have you ever reached out and rekindled a bond? Or have you been on the receiving end of someone else's kindness? Together, let's create ripples of connection and love. Because at the end of the day, it's not about how many people cross our path, but about the depth of the relationships we choose to nurture. Will you answer the call? Or better yet, will you make it first?